One thing I'll say before we get started on the content and the things I've prepared is this. I love that you guys are interested in this stuff. I really do. I'm having a blast talking about it. You guys seem to be, loving it. And I think that for the most part, those of you who are here are here because you're interested in the work. You're interested in Dracula. You're interested in Frankenstein and so forth. And that's great. That is great. I just want to caution you this though. Anytime you're interested in a work and you want to learn more about it, this seems like common sense to say, go to the work, right? Go to Dracula, read Dracula, read it again, read it 3 or 4 times. That's where you're going to find most of your information. That's where you're going to get most of your insights, is by reading and thinking about the primary text. Now, secondary sources are important, right? Me talking to you about it, the information I'm going to give you tonight is I'm a secondary source. I'm not the novel itself. I'm a secondary source. But this is just kind of like a little bit of a mini vent for academics, because I am a college professor. I do scholarship. I research. I mean, if you get a terminal degree at all in the humanities, then you kind of have to become a professional researcher. But I absolutely hate academics. I really do. They're just loathsome for all of the great work and ideas and information you can get from them. And I'm not saying every individual academic is horrible and I can't stand every single one of them. Obviously, I use myself, some of them as sources and whatnot. But it's such a problem. I was doing a little extra research for, giving this presentation and whatnot. And the problem with academics, pardon my language, but this is truly the best way to describe academics. They're what they do. What they do. The academics exist. It's just a big ivory tower circle jerk. That's just the best way to explain it. They read other academics. They write for other academics. And it's just this little incestuous dwindling of knowledge and of a narrowing of viewpoints and a narrowing of anything. And critical theory is a huge problem in it. I've talked about critical theory already. And it's just so frustrating. Like Christopher Frayling, he's the guy to go to if you want to talk about Dracula in terms of a scholar, a specialist, whatever. He's legendary. He's written a bunch of stuff. He's done, great, given many talks, many works, and he's great. He's got a lot of great stuff to say about it. But I heard him once talk about, we're going to talk about this dream that Bram Stoker had, and he said, yeah, clearly this was Bram Stoker's conflicting sexualities, a conflicting, with a latent homosexual. I'm like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense. It makes no sense with the dream you're talking about. You'll see when I get to it in a second. It makes no sense with the context of the age, context of his life. But if you're an academic and you've had to publish and hold and build a career around the prevailing critical theories, then queer theory is right there. Anytime another male character smiles at another male character in literature, oh, they're probably gay. This is the idiotic mindset that makes people think Samwise and Frodo are gay. Oh, they were really at a, no, shut up. It's that can be in a text, but make an actual case for it. Don't just try to read it into everything, which is what a queer theorist does. That's what they rub their nipples over all day long, is just trying to pretend that everybody's gay. Same thing with a Marxist theorist. Every single work out there is about the plight of the underclass. And shut up, gosh, ugh. So a lot of the problem is that academics spend so much time reading each other and trying to build on the other person's ideas. And again, they're all pulling from the same pile of blocks. So it's just everything looks the same. Everything sounds the same. They're not actually saying anything new. And the place to go to understand work is to the actual work itself. Spend way more time on the primary text. That's just and it comes to the problem. If you're going to find, I thank God for academics like Joseph Pierce. He's really great because he loves the literature. And I'm not just saying that because he's a Catholic. E. Michael Jones is a Catholic, and he said some wonderful stuff. I use a lot of stuff from his scholarship. I'll use some stuff from his scholarship tonight, but he's got a little bit of that academic in him, and he says some weird things about Dracula. He's like, it's nothing but a syphilitic allegory. He's like, what? No. There's something interesting to that, but it's way more than that, But somebody like Joseph Pierce, I like because he writes plenty of non-academic work for people who, like him, still love the literature. And that's what a lot of academics pretend that they pride themselves in the fact that we no longer love the literature. That's an amateur. We are, professionals. No, you're limiting your mindset. You're narrowing your pool of knowledge here and everything. So anyway, sorry, rant over. We'll get to the actual text here and what I've got prepared here in a moment.